Good day! Today, we will be talking about education as a social institution. I am Adrian Incabolimpa, together with Daryl Amay and Ryan G. Sapanta, the reporters for today's video. Just a small recap, we already know that social institutions are important elements in the structure of human societies. They provide a structure for behavior in a particular part of social life. We have also already know about the social institutions, namely economical institutions, political institutions, family institutions, religious institutions, and educational institutions. But for today, we will be just going to be focusing about education as a social institutions. But first, what really is education? Well, the first records of education come from around 1525. It comes from the Latin word education, which is the combination of the verb educate, meaning to teach or to train, and the suffix ion, which turns a verb into a noun. It is the act or process of imparting or acquiring general knowledge, developing the powers of reasoning and judgment, and generally of preparing oneself or others intellectually for mature life. So basically, education is the process or the act of giving and gaining general informations. Now going back to our topic, how is education a social institution? Well, as we all know, social institutions are standardized patterns of behaviors and organization in a society that fulfills basic social needs. And so does education. But education teaches society's children with basic academic knowledge, learning skills, and cultural norms. And that is where schooling takes place. The idea of school, or grouping students together in a location for the purposes of learning, has existed for thousands of years. Ancient people used this to teach their young ones about the skills and strategies to prepare them for mature life. This idea of school had evolved into our modern education today because of Horace Mann. Horace Mann was born in 1796. He was considered to have invented the concept of school. He was also a pioneer of educational reforms in the United States, state of Massachusetts. After he became Secretary of Education in 1837, he undertook one of the biggest education reforms in American history. Focusing to our country, the Philippines was colonized by the Spaniards for 300 years, and education takes place in that time already. So the first schools were the parochial schools opened by the missionaries in their parishes. In addition to religion, the native children in these schools were taught reading, writing, arithmetic, and some vocational and practical arts subjects. Later on, colleges for boys and girls were opened by the missionaries. However, it is only limited for Spaniards and to those who have Spanish bloods. So not all Filipinos were able to go to school during these times. When the American colonization arose, almost everything had changed. While the Philippines historically had a 10-year basic education system, primarily due to its colonial history and the influence of the American educational system. When the United States colonized the Philippines in the early 20th century, they introduced an educational system based on their own, which included a 6-year elementary education and a 4-year secondary education. Over time, this 10-year system became a standard in the Philippines. However, as educational standards evolved and global competitiveness became a concern, there was a recognized need to align the Philippines' education system with international standards, many of which require 12 years of basic education. This led to the implementation of the K-12 program, which added 2 additional years to the basic educational cycle to better prepare students for higher education and the workforce. Over time, this 10-year system became the standard in the Philippines. However, as educational standards evolved and global competitiveness became a concern, there was a recognized need to align the Philippine education system with international standards, many of which require 12 years of basic education. This led to the implementation of the K-12 program, which added 2 additional years to the basic education cycle to better prepare students for higher education and the workforce.
So now, let's talk about the K-12 program. K-12 program was implemented on May 15, 2013 as President Benigno S. Aquino III signed the Enhanced Basic Education Act of 2013, institutionalizing the K-12 Basic Education Program. K stands for kindergarten and 12 refers to the succeeding 12 years of basic education, which is why it is called K-12. The 12 years of basic education comprises of 6 years of elementary education, 4 years of junior high school, and 2 years of senior high school. The K-12 system aims to improve Filipino student skills in mathematics, science, and linguistics to further exhibit competence in the global job market. With the new curriculum, the Department of Education promises to offer high-quality education through the strands. On the top of 15 subjects in the core curriculum, the remaining 16 subjects are spread over the 4 senior high school tracks, namely academic, arts and design, sports, and technical vocational livelihood. Students are expected to enroll in the track of their choice. Each track has its own set of applied track subjects and specialized subjects. Firstly is the academic track. This track is one of the 4 tracks offered in the senior high school program of the Philippines K-12 basic education curriculum. It is intended for students who want to pursue higher education after they graduate in senior high. So there are 4 strands under the academic track. First, Accountancy, Business and Management or ABM strand. This senior high school strand will introduce you to the fundamentals of business accounting, marketing, and economics. It will also provide you knowledge and skills in line with the digital trend that will enable you to think big as you prepare for a more digital prepared world in the future. This strand aligns to the courses like accountancy, management, accounting, banking and finance, business administration. Secondly is the science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, or STEM strand. The STEM strand is designed to nurture senior high school students' curiosity, problem-solving abilities, and communication skills. The line courses of this strand are BS Nursing, BS Medical Technology, BS Pharmacy, BS Food Technology, or BS Environmental Science. Third one is Humanities and Social Science or HUM strand. This another strand in the academic track covers topics in the liberal arts, training students to think, write, and speak about various humanistic and societal concerns. The courses aligned in this strand are Bachelor of Arts, major in Literature, Bachelor of Arts, major in Philosophy, Bachelor of Arts, major in Political Science, Bachelor of Arts, major in Social Studies. The fourth strand in the academic track is the General Academic strand, which has subjects selected from different strands. This strand is ideal for senior high school students who have not yet decided on a particular specialization, but the students who are graduated in this strand can enroll in Bachelor of Science in Multimedia Arts and Sciences, Bachelor of Fine Arts in Digital Cinema, Bachelor of Science in Interior Design, Bachelor of Science in Physical Education. So now, let's move forward to the second one, which is the Arts and Design track. This track covers a wide range of art forms, just like theater, music, dance, creative writing, visual arts, and media arts. Prior to the enrollment, these arts or creative talent assessment and guidance to the gauge students' art inclination and aptitude. The third one is the sports track. This track is for the students who are interested in sports-related careers, just like athlete development, fitness training, coaching, etc. The last one is the technical vocational livelihood or TVL track. In this track, students can gain the skills and knowledge they need to seek for employment straight after senior high school, whether that is in the Philippines or overseas. This track covers four strands, namely agricultural arts, home economics, information and communication technology, and industrial arts. So first, let's talk about the agricultural fishery arts or AFA strand. In this strand, students learn how to grow plants and raise animals to produce food and other products. They also learn about fishing and aquaculture. It includes specializations such as agriculture crop production, fish capture, food processing, horticulture, landscaping, rubber production and processing, pest management, and organic agriculture. Second is the home economics or HE strand. In this strand, students learn how to take care of themselves and their families, as well as how to provide good service to others and their community. And these students can take courses like BS Business Education, BS Culinary Arts, BS Food Technology, BS in Hospitality and Restaurant Management, and BS Interior Design. The third one is the Industrial Arts or IA strand. In this strand, students learn how to repair things, do installation, use tools safely, and work with machines. So students want to pursue a college degree, they can take industrial engineering, industrial design, mechanical designing, and applied technology. Last but not the least is the Information and Communications Technology or ICT strand. In this strand, students learn how to use and manage technology effectively, especially in designing systems and providing customer service. Possible ICT strand courses that can take in college are information technology, software and network engineering, multimedia arts, digital illustration and animation, and graphic arts.
Now let's talk about the two main socializing tasks of education, which is the homogenization and social sorting. So let's talk first about the homogenization. Homogenization is the process of making things more similar or uniform, often achieved through standardization. In societal context, it involves establishing standardized systems to promote conformity to a common set of norms, values, and practices. So, education teaches students about the common set of norms, values, and practices for them to conform and live their lives in the society based on what is acceptable. The last one, social sorting. So, the social sorting, on the other hand, refers to categorizing individuals or groups based on specific criteria such as socioeconomic status, race, or academic performance. Social sorting often misinterpreted by many people. They think about this categorization which results in different treatment, opportunities, or access to resources in a bad way, where the main purpose of social sorting is to promote equity. For instance, those who has a low socioeconomic status will be prioritized on the access to the free resources of the school. Those who have different cultures will be respected, and those who have low academic capabilities will be given more attention. So that is all for this video, and the succeeding topics will be tackled on the succeeding reporters. Bye-bye!
So, hello everyone. So there are three types of education. So, the first one is formal education. And the second one is non-formal education, which has been discussed by my fellow classmate. So, the last one is all about informal education, which is equally important and interesting. So, let's dive in and understand what it's all about. So, what is informal education? So, informal education is a type of education where a parent is teaching child things that are beyond academics, like preparing a meal or riding a bicycle. So, education is not just about academic subjects. It's learning life skills that are practical and useful. Parents play a big role in this type of education. So, this doesn't happen in classrooms or schools, and it's not planned. So, there's no schedule or time period. And last, you don't have to pay it for it because you learn from your everyday experiences in life. So, here are some characteristics of informal education. The first one is, informal education doesn't happen within school zone. This means you're not learning these things in a classroom. Instead, you're learning outside of formal school settings, like at home, in your community, or while doing activities like playing sports or hobbies. So, the second one is daily experience and by learning new things. Informal education happens as part of your daily life. You learn by trying new things, talking to people, watching videos, reading, or just exploring the world around you. It's about learning through your experiences, both big and small. So the third one is there is no fixed plan or subjects to follow. Unlike formal education, there's no set of curriculum or list of subjects you have to study. You have the freedom to learn about whatever interests you, whether it's cooking, gardening, art, technology, or anything else that catches your curiosity. So the fourth one is no schedule or time period. So, informal education isn't bound by a strict schedule or timetable. You can learn whenever you want, whether it's during the day, at night, on weekends, or whenever you have free time. There's no pressure to stick a specific schedule or meet deadlines. So, the fifth one is no certificates or degrees. In informal education, you don't earn in official certificates, diplomas, or degrees like you would in formal school education. Instead, you gain knowledge, skills, and experiences that are valuable in their own right. Even if they're not formally recognized, it's about learning for the sake of learning rather than a piece of paper. So, here are examples of informal education. So, the first one is reading books. When you read books, you learn new things and explore different worlds. It could be a storybook, a comic, or even a magazine. So, the second one is watching TV. Watching TV shows or documentaries can teach you about different places, people, animals, or even science. You can learn from nature shows, history programs, or even cartoons. So the third one is conversation. Talking to people like your family, friends, or even strangers help you learn new words, ideas, and perspectives. You can learn about their experiences, share yours, and ask questions. The fourth one is trying new things. When you try something you never done before, like cooking a new recipe, playing a new game, or doing a new hobby, you learn by doing. You might take mistakes, but that's how you learn. So that is the fourth one. So the fifth one, observation. Just looking at things around you and paying attention can teach you a lot. You can learn about nature by watching birds or plants, or about people by observing how they act and interact. So that is some of examples of informal education. So the next one are the advantages of informal education. So the first one is natural learning process. Informal education happens naturally without needing to be in a classroom. So you can learn from anything and anywhere, like at home, outside, or with friends. So the second one is no need for experts. You don't have to hire teachers or experts to learn. You can learn from your family, friends, or by yourself. It's all about exploring and discovering on your own. So, the third one is variety of techniques. Informal education uses many different ways to learn, like reading, talking, watching, or doing. There's no set way to learn, so you can use whatever works best for you. So, the fourth one is no specific time span. So, there's no time limit for informal education. You can take as much time as you need to understand something. It's all about learning at your own pace. So the fifth one is regular practice. Informal education requires practice and repetition to get better. The more you practice, the more you'll improve. It's like learning how to ride a bike. The more you do it, the easier it gets. So that are some advantages of informal education. So the next one is the disadvantages of informal education. So the first one is misinformation on social media. There's a lot of wrong or misleading information on social media. It can be hard to tell what's true and what's not, which can lead to learning the wrong things. So the second one is no proper schedule or time span. Informal education doesn't have a set plan or timeline. This lack of structure can make it hard to stay focused and make progress. And the third one is lack of discipline and attitude. Some learners may not take the informal education seriously. Without discipline and positive attitude, it's easy to get distracted or give up too quickly. And the fourth one is unpredictable results. Since informal education is not as structured as formal education, the outcomes can be unpredictable. You might not always achieve the results you hope for, which can be frustrating.
Good morning, everyone. Today, we're diving into an exciting topic that goes beyond the textbooks and classrooms we're used to. We're talking about non-formal education. Non-formal education is all about breaking free from the traditional boundaries of learning. It's about discovering knowledge and skills in unexpected places and unconventional ways. Imagine learning to fix a car engine not from a textbook but from hands-on experience in a workshop. Or mastering a new language through community classes led by passionate volunteers. That's the essence of non-formal education. Well, it's like exploring a whole new world of learning. It's not just about memorizing facts. It's about experiencing knowledge firsthand and applying it to real-life situations. So, today, we'll uncover the magic of non-formal education, exploring its definition, characteristics, advantages and disadvantages, and its examples. Welcome to our discussion on non-formal education. What is non-formal education? According to Republic Act 9155 defines non-formal education as any organized systematic educational activity carried outside the framework of the formal school system to provide selected types of learning to a segment of the population. Non-formal education is like learning outside of regular school classes. It's more flexible and not as structured as typical school lessons. Instead of sitting in a classroom, you might attend workshops, join community programs, or take part in skill-building activities. These programs are open to people of all ages and backgrounds and focus on practical skills that you can use in real life. While you might not get formal certificates, non-formal education helps you learn things that are useful and important for your personal growth and future. Take note, non-formal education does not teach general subjects like geography or maths. You study these things at school. Let's dive into the characteristics of non-formal education. First, it is planned and takes place apart from the school system. It simply means that it is happening on the outside of the school system. The second characteristic is the timetable and syllabus can be adjustable. Non-formal education is like a flexible class schedule where you get to choose when and what you want to learn outside of the regular school system. Unlike traditional classes with fixed timetables and strict syllabi, non-formal education lets you adjust your learning pace and pick subjects or skills that interest you. It's like having the freedom to create your own personalized study plan, whether it's attending workshops, joining community programs, or pursuing hobbies that align with your goals. This flexibility makes non-formal education accessible and adaptable to your schedule and preferences, allowing you to explore and grow in ways that suit your individual needs. Alright, the third characteristic is unlike theoretical formal education, it is practical and vocational education. It means that it's like getting hands-on training outside of regular classes where you learn real-life skills that you can use right away. It's practical because instead of just reading from books, you're actually doing stuff like fixing a car or cooking a meal. And it's vocational because it's all about preparing you for a job or a career. So, imagine going to a workshop where you learn how to use tools or attending a class where you learn specific job skills like computer programming or hairstyling. It's all about learning by doing and getting ready for the real world. Alright, let's move on to our next characteristic, which is it has no age limit. The non-formal education doesn't have an age limit because it's like choosing your adventure book. You can start anytime and explore whatever interests you. Unlike regular school where you're grouped by age, non-formal education welcomes everyone from teenagers to grandparents. It's like a buffet of learning opportunities where you can pick and choose what you want to learn, whether it's fixing cars, cooking, or even learning a new language. So, whether you're 15 or 50, non-formal education says, "Come on in and let's learn something new together." Alright, the next characteristic is that the non-formal education fees or certificates may not or may be necessary. Non-formal education doesn't always require payment or provide certificates because it's more about practical learning and skills that help without needing formal qualifications. So the sixth characteristic is that it may be a full-time or part-time learning and one can earn and learn together. Non-formal education can be full-time or part-time, allowing you to work and learn at the same time. The last characteristics of this non-formal education is where it involves learning of professional skills. This means that it teaches job-related skills like, again, fixing cars or cooking, helping you get better at work stuff without sitting in regular classes. So now, let's move on to our examples of non-formal education. First, the Alternative Learning System, or the ALS. The Department of Education implements non-formal education programs through the ALS. The Alternative Learning System, or ALS, in the Philippines is classified as non-formal education because, again, it doesn't stick to the typical school structure of daily classes and uniform curriculum. Unlike regular high school, ALS provides flexible learning options for individuals who couldn't attend formal schooling due to various reasons like work, family responsibilities, or financial constraints. It allows students to learn at their own pace, often through modules and distance education, providing a second chance for those who missed out on formal education. So, the second one is the TESDA, or Technical Education and Skills Development Authority programs. TESDA in the Philippines offers vocational and technical education and training programs aimed to equipping individuals with practical skills for employment. It's considered non-formal education because it focuses on specific trades and skills rather than following the traditional classroom-based learning seen in formal education. TESDA provides hands-on training, often in workshops or through apprenticeships, allowing students to learn practical skills relevant to various industries like automotive, culinary, and information technologies. This approach caters to individuals who prefer a more hands-on learning experience and those looking to enter the workforce quickly after acquiring special skills akin to vocational training in high school. So these are the advantages of non-formal education. Literacy with skillfulness, growth in which self-learning is appreciated, flexibility in age, curriculum, and time, open-ended educational system in which both the public and private sector are involved in the process. There's no need to conduct regular exams. Diploma, certificates, and award are not essential to be awarded. But there are also some disadvantages of non-formal education. So, attendance of participants is unsteady. Second, sometimes it's just waste of time as there is no need to conduct the exam on regular basis and no degree or diploma is awarded at the end of the training season. Basic reading and writing skills are crucial to learn. No professional and trained teachers. It is not credible enough to have an education like this to apply in some works in the future. Students may not enjoy full confidence. Some institutes provide fake certifications through online courses just for the sake of earning. Alright, so what are the main difference among formal, informal, and non-formal education? Okay, think of formal education like a structured journey through school, where you follow a set curriculum, attend classes regularly, and earn recognized diplomas or degrees. It's like traveling on a well-marked highway to your destination. On the other hand, informal education is like exploring side roads and hidden paths to learn things outside of a school, like watching TVs and learning some things to your classmates. It happens through daily experiences, interactions with others, and self-directed learning, like picking up skills from hobbies or learning from family members and friends, like I told you. So the last one is non-formal education. It's like taking a different route altogether. It's like a deliberate learning process, but it doesn't follow the formal school system's rules and schedules. Instead, it offers flexible learning opportunities outside of traditional classrooms, like vocational training programs or adult literacy classes. Alright, As we wrap up our discussion on non formal education, let's take a moment to reflect on the diverse paths to learning beyond the traditional classroom. Just like a toolbox filled with different tools for various tasks, non formal education offers alternative approaches to acquiring knowledge and skills tailored to individuals' needs and circumstances. Whether it's through vocational training programs, community workshops, or self directed learning initiatives, non formal education opens doors to learning opportunities for people of all ages and backgrounds. So, as we continue on our educational journey, let's embrace the richness of non formal education and recognize its potential to empower individuals and transform lives. And remember, learning doesn't stop at the classroom door. It's a lifelong adventure waiting for us to explore. That's all, and I'm Caster Keith Navarro, your teacher for today's discussion. Bye bye!
Don't need no one to tell me how to live just like they would.
Good day everyone. So today I will be tackling about the first type of education, which is formal education. Formal education. Formal education is structured and systematic form of learning. Formal education here in the Philippines is supervised by the Department of Education or DepEd and the Commission on Higher Education or CHED. Formal education is a type of education we apply here in Ontario. Formal education is usually used in every schools. So, these are the examples of formal education. So the first example of formal education is school grading or certification. At the end of every quarter, the students usually receives a certificate or degree validating their participation. Students gets credits from their achievements. So next is graduate courses, medical schools, law schools, vocational schools, and community colleges. Students learn from teachers, follow a set curriculum, and earn degrees after completing their studies. Examples: in medical schools, students learn about anatomy, diseases, and treats to become doctors. In law schools, they study legal principles and case law to become lawyer. And lastly, classroom-based managed by trained formal school teachers. So understandable naman. So let's proceed to advantages and disadvantages of formal education. So advantages. The first advantage of formal education is fixed time schedule. Means that classes happen at the same time each day or week. This helps everyone know when to expect classes and ensure that learning happens regularly and efficiently. They already know their schedules. So next is opportunities for higher income. It can help you earn more money because it gives you qualifications and skills that are valued by employers, leading to better job opportunities and higher salaries. And lastly, a certification by professionals. It validates your skills and knowledge in a particular field, making you more credible to employers. It credits the students' achievements. Like for example, they are credited as a with high honor or with honors, or other award they might receive. So, we're done on advantages. So So let's proceed to disadvantages of formal education. So the first is tests and evaluations can sometimes cause stress and anxiety. Some students suffer this kind of depression. Students might feel depressed in school because of stress from grades, social issues like bullying or feeling alone, and changes like starting new school, like I've encountered before because I was transferring here in Tanserio. I've been depressed for a month because everything's new to me. The environment is new, the classmates is new, and I'm not used to it, but now I adjusted myself, and I'm good now. The last is, it can be expensive and inflexible, and not accessible to everyone. Expensive schools make it hard for some people to afford education, don't always have diverse students, and might care more about looking fancy than helping students learn well. Some parents can afford expensive schools. That's why some students can continue. They'll just stop school instead. So, that are the advantages and disadvantages of formal education.
So now let's proceed to the 5 functions of formal education. So the first function is the socialization. From early childhood, students in formal education learn their native language, as well as the mathematical skill they will need to function in society. Perhaps the most important function of education is socialization. If children are to learn the norms, values, and skills they need to function in society, then education is the primary vehicle for such learning. Schools serve as important agents of socialization, providing opportunities for students to interact with peers and authority figures. As can be seen as an example of Russia and US, education can be used to promote specific values which may be cultural or political in nature. So for deeper understanding, let us delve more to the concept of socialization as a function. So socialization is an essential ingredient in creating a society. As stated a while ago, school is an agent of socialization. Thus, education helps transform human in becoming literate and recognize its function in the society. So we learn social norms, values, and culture through education. So through the process of socialization, not only what is written in the books, but also social norms and cultures to adapt in society. And the third is, in some countries, the transmission of a function of education is taken on by families. There's a saying that education starts at home. So the family serves as the first educator of the child by teaching him or her the basic functions of life and society. However, in more advanced countries, social institutions such as schools become important as the family can no longer provide the tools and important knowledge needed by the young student. So in the first world countries, let's see for example, US, families where both parents can no longer provide learning to their children due to business or work. That is why the formal education was developed.
So next is social integration. It promotes desired values and ensures conformity. In cases of deviance, it provides widely known approaches to convert. So in the first function of formal education, it states that education is used to preserve norms and values of a society from one generation to the next generation. And these norms and values helps us to be unified. So basically, education teaches us what is right or wrong, which keep us fit in the society. For example, learning the basic values and norms when visiting another country so that we know what is desirable and undesirable, which helps us avoid deviance. Do you believe to the saying, nations are built because of education? Well, education has a very important role in unifying us individuals, since one of its functions is social integration, or teaching the common values and social norms to us individuals. And these norms and values can also be basis of what should we act, or they are like rules that dictate us on what should we do in a certain situation. and it also helps us to know what is desirable and undesirable, which means that formal education helps us to be unified by teaching us important things that we should follow.
Social placement refers to how formal education assigns individuals to different social roles and statuses based on their talents, skills, and interests. This aspect of education is aimed at maintaining and enhancing social stability. The educational system assists students' aptitude and interest to match them with suitable careers and social roles. The ultimate goal is to ensure each student can contribute positively to society according to their capabilities. Social placement. Formal education helps students to discover approved statuses and rules that will help the society's longevity. Social placement is how formal education helps students find their unique roles in society. It's about matching a students' skills and passion with the right opportunities in life. Schools and colleges are like launching pads, helping students find the paths that best suit their abilities and interests. They aim to provide equal chances to success, focusing more on what a student can accomplish rather than just what they can learn. Education plays a big role in placing people in society where they can contribute most effectively. For example, a high school student who excels in mathematics and has a keen interest in problem solving and logical reasoning. Recognizing these skills and passion, the school guidance counselor might advise the students to consider careers in fields like engineering, data analysis, or finance. These fields would offer a good fit for the students' talents and interests.
So next is the cultural innovation. Educational institutions are the center of cultural innovation because they stimulate intellectual inquiry and promote critical thinking. So education helps us develop new ideas and discover new knowledge because it always seeks knowledge and it also improves our thinking skills. Through education, many have improved, discovered, invented, and been proven. That makes our culture innovate or improve. For example, the invention of the internet, which changed our culture like long-distance communication is now faster and more convenient. Because instead of using traditional mail and waiting for days or weeks for the response, you can now just text, email, or even call the other person by using the internet. There are many factors that can make our culture innovate or change, just like discovery, the process of finding new place or an object, artifact, or anything that previously existed. Next is invention, creating and producing something new, novel, or original. And there are also many other factors that can change our culture. But educational institutions are the center of cultural innovation, since they stimulate intellectual inquiry and promote critical thinking, which results to the factors that can innovate our culture just like invention. There are many things in this world that is the result of invention, that changes our culture and we now use daily, just like my example, the internet, which is the result of education.
Down to the last function is the latent functions. As more families have both parents working at the same time, schools tend to become an institution of child care. So first, what is latent? Latent functions refer to the unintended or unacknowledged consequences or functions of the education system. One of these is child care. Once a child starts kindergarten and then first grade, for several hours a day the child is taken care of for free. Another latent function of formal education is the establishment of social relationships that would have a lasting impact on the child's life. Most of us met many of our friends while we were in school at whatever grade level, and some of those friendships endure the rest of our lives. So basically, these are the functions that are byproducts of going to school and receiving an education rather than a direct effect of education itself. So the latent functions of education. We have the child care, establishment of social relationships, and the conformity to peer norms. So, childcare. One related function of many public schools is to provide childcare outside the nuclear family. So, these are the actual school day, feeding programs. Over half of U.S. school children are now provided free meals, and after school programs, both academic, sports, and pure child care provisions. And the last is the health and dental screenings. So, in child care, since first world countries, both parents are busy working. So, school serves as the second family or home of the child or the children, and teachers also serves as the second parent of the child. So, establishing social relationships. Establishing relationships is the specific act of making a connection with someone in a way that each person knows the other on a personal level. These examples include being intentional about going places and doing things together, and the ability to make friends. These also include the dating, that means an intimate relationship with other person, so that can be practiced in school. So the last one is the conformity to peer norms. So this occur when a person begins to match the attitudes, beliefs, and behaviors of their established peer group. So once a person socializes or is involved in a circle or in a group, this will influence him or her to have specific attitudes, beliefs, and norms that is similar to that friend group or organization group circles that she is involved in.
So good day everyone. So for today's discussion, we are going to talk all about education as human rights. So our objective for this discussion, first, education as our human rights, two, learn why education is our human rights, and three, using our education as our human rights. So we are going to discuss that education as a human rights. Second, education enables individuals to exercise all their rights. Third, all children have right to quality education. And fourth, all children must be given the same education opportunities. So let's get into it. So first, what is human rights? So human rights are fundamental rights and freedom that every person is entitled to simply because they are human. So it is an innate right for us human beings to have rights since the beginning of our birth. We already have our human rights. These rights inherit to all human beings. So you see, regardless of race, sex, nationality, ethnicity, language, religion, or any other status. So whether you have different race, different age, different gender preferences, it doesn't really matter. We all human beings have our human rights. But let's focus our human rights as our education. So let's get into it. So let's read it, everyone. So Article 26 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, that everyone has a right to education, and that education shall be directed to the full development of the human personality and to the strengthening of respect for human rights and fundamentals. So the status of education as a human right is not a new thing for us. Many international conventions such as the Covenant and Economic, Social and Cultural, the Convention of Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women, and the Convention of Rights of Persons with Disabilities have reaffirmed. So basically, education as our human rights mold us as a human being and to function in our society, since education enables us to socialize with other people. And by education, we build connection towards other people. That's why education is fundamental to each person. So the question is, how does education is as our human right? So let's get into it. So first, because education enables individual to exercise all their rights. Let us all read. Through basic education, individuals are able to know their rights and are able to assert them. They are able to get good paying jobs, participate fully in political process, care for their environment, cooperate with their fellow men, and fight for equality and justice. So through our basic education, each one of us will know the different rights as a human being, and we are able to assert it in our daily lives. So with education, we get good paying job. We'll look at this next slide. So good job. So basically, if we have education, we will get a good paying job, since most highly good paying job need to have that highly standard of education. So without education, we will get the barely minimum wage. So we don't really want that, am I right? So we need that education for us to have a good paying job and for us to be a rich person, am I right? So we want to have good education because we want to be rich, of course. So next is political activities. Of course, with enough education, we can vote wisely, pick the right candidates that will govern our society. Since we have that enough knowledge to vote that person, we can say that this is the right person, since we already have the enough knowledge and education to vote wisely, especially nowadays that most of people are voting because they are popular. But if we really think of it, it is not exercising our education as our human rights, but letting others influence us because of social media. So we really need to have that enough education for us not really that get easily be taken away by popularity. So next, environmental care. So with enough of knowledge, especially nowadays, no, sa El Nino, no? So with a proper care of our Mother Earth, since we already have one only Mother Earth, so it is us human beings' initiative to take care of our environment. So with enough knowledge, of course, we will know the different pros and don'ts in our environment, but it's barely even hard to see that nowadays, even with enough knowledge. So we really need that initiative for us to take care of our environment, since Mother Earth is slowly dying because as human beings. So let us take action for what we did in our planet Earth. It is our turn, human beings, to take care of Mother Earth, since in the beginning Mother Earth is already been taking care of. So next, cooperation. Of course, with the common grounds of education, we will be able to cooperate more in our so we will know each other. It will help us socialize. It will exercise our socialization skills to cooperate with other people with the same education. Let's put yourself into a place where you are alone and you don't know other people, but because of education, you see common things together. It creates a bridge towards that person to communicate with each other and lead us to more socialized society. So we feel like we belong to that group. So social placement. So we feel that we belong to that group since we have the par with their education. Okay, so next, equality and rights. So with enough education, we exercise our human rights to fight for our equality and our rights. No, so especially that today we are still keep fighting for equality, especially for the LGBTQ plus community. They're still fighting for their rights. No, so since they have that enough knowledge, they can fight for what is right. So us as a person, we fight for what is right. We fight for what we believe in, since we have that capacity of knowledge that this is the right thing. But first, let us really know if that what you are fighting for is actually right or wrong. So that's where education will step in. No? So with enough education, we will know what we should fight for. No? What our rights are. So see, that's how important education is and why we need to exercise it. So for us to have that enough knowledge to have a good job, cooperate with politics, care for an environment, cooperate, and equality and our right. So the third one in our list is all children must be given the same educational opportunities. So socioeconomic background, capacities, and location should not be a factor in a child's education. Wherever the child is living, there should be schools that are able to provide him or her with an education that is par with the standard education. So what it means by this is that whether you are poor, rich, religion, whatever your religion is, what your gender preference is, what you believe in, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't make a hindrance for us students or children, not only children but also adults, for them to have the knowledge, because education is accessible to everyone, whether you are old enough, since we are the Department of Education is offering ALS for the adult people to take education that they left because with their personal reasons. So it doesn't really matter, even if you are a disabled person, it doesn't really matter as long as you as a person will have that initiative to take the chance to have that education that is free for us. So it is free. So we don't have to think that, since I'm poor, I don't deserve this. No, don't think that way. Since education is given by the government for us to mold in ourselves for our future, for us to be free from poverty. It is in us to take that access, since education really plays a pivotal role in enhancing our characters as a self. So without education, it is really hard for us to live in this world, especially nowadays that inflation rates keeps on rising. So if you want to be free, so we really need that education. So basically, if we think that why are there a lot of slum peoples if that education is accessible? So there where we play the discipline, okay? So it is our duty as a um, as a uh, as a part of our society to have that education. So basically what they did is they choose to not take that chance. Now look at them. I don't need to judge them, but if they did really well during their educational days, or even now they are on an adult, they could have taken the opportunity to go back in school to finish their education for them to have a better life, since education is a powerful arsenal that we could possess. So it is our really initiative if we took that chance, no? So that's all for this module. I hope you learned something new, that education as our human rights. So that is all for this lesson. I hope you understand the concept of education as our human rights. So I hope you really understand, and thank you for listening. I hope to see you once again. Thank you, and God bless us all.
So, hello everyone. So for today's video, I'll be tackling about UCSP, Understanding Culture, Society, and Politics, Module 8, Quarter 2. The title is Educational a Social Institution. So, without further ado, let's go. So, this video is presented by Nash Alexander Igot. In this video, we're going to tackling about two topics, which are, the first one is all children have right to quality education. Topic number 2, example of all children must be given the same education opportunities. So, let's go. So, why does education is important to all children? So, these are the following lists of the reason why education is important. So, the first one is it helps children learn how to think critically. Education helps children think critically by teaching them how to analyze information, question assumption, evaluate evidence, and consider different perspectives. Through structured learning experience and opportunity for discussion and debate, children develop the skills to assess information critically, make reasoned judgment, and solve problems effectively. Second one, it enhances their creativity and imagination. Enhancing creativity and imagination involves exposing people to diverse experience, encouraging curiosity and exploration, fostering play and collaboration, promoting mindfulness and reflection, and facilitating continuous learning skill and development. By nurturing these aspects, individuals can unleash their creativity potential and generate innovative ideas. So the third one is it exposes them to new ideas. Education exposes children to new ideas by providing them with a structured environment where they can learn about diverse subjects, cultures, and perspectives through curriculum content, discussion, and interaction with teachers and peers. Children are introduced to a wide range of concepts, sparking curiosity and expanding their understanding of the world around them. These explorers encourage them to think critically, form their own opinions, and engage with new ideas in meaningful ways. Fourth one is, it helps the children find a path to a career that they wish to pursue as an adult. So this is the most very important, because when you graduated or go to education, you graduate to college, you can easily find a job that you've been dreaming of. So the last one is, it helps a person hone their communication skills by learning how to read, write, speak, and listen. Communication skills are important for children because they help them express themselves, build relationships, succeed academically, solve problems, boost confidence, and prepare for the future. All children have a right to a quality education. It is not enough that children are able to access education. Instead, they must be afforded with an education that meets their needs and prepares them for the future challenges in their adulthood.
In these aspects, learning outcomes are important indicators of success. Children have a right to quality education because it provides them with the knowledge, skills, and opportunities they need to reach their full potential and participate fully in society. Quality education ensures that children receive instruction that is relevant, inclusive, and effective in preparing them for the future success. It promotes critical thinking, creativity, and problem-solving abilities, empowering children to make informed decisions and contribute positively to their communities. Additionally, access to a quality education is a fundamental human right enshrined in various international treaties and conventions, ensuring that every child has the opportunity to learn and grow regardless of their background or circumstances. When children fail to complete their education, it can have a significant consequence. Let's explore some of these outcomes. So, the first one is children who don't finish their education may experience learning delays and gaps. The foundational skills acquired during early education, such as reading, writing, and math, are crucial for future learning. Second one, delayed development can impact a child's overall growth and ability to adapt new challenges. So now, we are now at the topic number 2, which is the example of all children must be given the same educational opportunities. So without further ado, let's go. There are millions of children worldwide who cannot attend school due to various reasons such as climate disaster, displacement, political instability, or natural disaster. So there are following examples. So without further ado, let's go. The first one is climate disaster. As you can see at the picture, those are the common climate disaster happens in our country. Lack of water, typhoon, due to heat index, the mountains are burning up. So that's why most of the children cannot go to school because of this climate disaster. So the second one is displacement. As you can see at the picture, these kids are trying to pass the river just go to the school. So this is the second reason why children don't go to school, because the school is too far from their home. They cannot go to school because they will be late. Their uniforms will get dirty because they have to walk down mountains and so on and so forth. So that's why children cannot go to school. So the third one is political instability. So political instability occurs when a country's governance is uncertain due to factors like corruption, social unrest, or political conflict. It disrupts institutions, undermines the rule of law, and hampers economic development and social progress. This uncertainty affects citizens, investors, and efforts to address issues like poverty and healthcare. So that's why children cannot go to school because of lack of needs. So the last one is natural disaster. Natural disaster can significantly affect students in various ways. They may experience disruption to their education due to school closures, damage to school buildings, or displacements from their homes. Emotional disaster, trauma, and anxiety can also impact their ability to focus and learn. Additionally, loss of family members, friends, or personal belongings can have profound psychological effects on students. Access to basic needs such as food, shelter, and healthcare may become challenging, further complicating their ability to attend school and engage in learning. Natural disaster can disrupt students' educations, emotional well-being, and overall development, requiring support and resources to help them cope and recover. So, that's all for today's video. I hope you learned a lot about education as a social institution. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and you'll be updated to my videos. I'll see you next time, guys. Goodbye.
Okay, so hi everyone. I am presenting the Maka Bansa and Makakalikasan. So first, now we'll be discussing the makabansa. So, makabansa means demonstrates the pride in being a Filipino and exercises the rights and responsibilities of a Filipino citizen with indicator and manifestation identifies oneself as a Filipino of respects the flag and national anthem, promotes the appreciation and enhancement of Filipino languages, abides by the rules of the school, community, and country, enables others to develop interest and pride in being a Filipino. So, from the word here, from the word of respecting the national anthem, being makabansa needed to respect, needed also some respect to show the pride of being a Filipino. And and by the meaning here abides by the rules of the school, community, and country, we also need to be um, the diligent to follow the rules of the country and to our nation. Since we also need to follow and values in our society, in our community, we need to follow the rules and to show some respect to our country. These are the examples of makabansa, showing the respect of our culture and practices in our nation, like raising our flag, showing them the pride of being a Filipino, and respecting our national anthem and our flag. We can also do this by admiring our language, like showing, like learning our language, loving our language that much. So that is makabansa. Now let's move to makakalikasan. So makakalikasan expresses and demonstrates sensitivity and caring to the environment with indicator and manifestations of advocating clean and green and uses renewable energy, adhering the segregation policy of the school and government, taking step for recycling and less garbage disposal. So this is the meaning of makakalikasan. And these are the examples of makakalikasan. As you can see here, the people or the police are doing clean and green. They are cleaning the landmarks and also planting some new plants to create a nice and green environment to avoid any pollutions in our country. So we need to do a makakalikasan value, which is we need to be neat and clean all the time. As you can see here from the third example in the image, they are cleaning the sidewalk, the side roads, to avoid any pollutions. So we need this is very important to be applied in our education and to our community and society. So this is makakalikasan, everyone. So to summarize everything up, core values are very important since it can improve one's life in our community and to our society. So applying core values in life is very much important since it can learn the learners to do the right thing in our society and community. So that is core values, everyone. I hope you've learned from the discussion and thank you.
Another joyful day, everyone. So, for today, we're going to talk about the importance of education.
There are 10 importance of education. First is creating more employment opportunities. Second, creating equal opportunities. Third, improving economy. Fourth, bridging borders. Fifth, securing higher income. Sixth, developing problem-solving skills. Seventh, having a prosperous and happy life. 8. Giving back to the community. 9. Creating modern society. And lastly, number 10, introducing empowerment. But we're going to talk about the first two importance of education only. The creating more employment opportunities and creating equal opportunities. Now, let me ask you something. What is the most important? Certificate or abilities and
Okay, let me read the definition. A higher level of education can provide individuals with broader perspective in the job market, industry trends, and employer expectations. This knowledge can help individuals develop a strategic approach to job search, making them more attractive to potential employers.
So, perks of having higher level of education is that the employer is amazed by your background, your school background, and education rather.
So there are advantages if you have if you have finished high level of education. First is your parents would be proud. Second is that you get accepted easily in companies you're applying for because there will be advantage for you because you hold a high bachelor's degree. Now, tell me, is education not important? Is abilities and skills are more important than certificate? Let's relate it to second topic, which is creating equal opportunities. Now let me read the definition. Equality in education is necessary for students to have the same opportunities to start off with positive educational outcomes. And equity helps to make sure equal opportunities are adjusted to make room for students who might need extra help and attention. So we know that not everyone is perfect. There are some students who are slow learners and need someone to help them to shape them and improve them in their academics. Let's take it for example. And there's this student who's not last but not on the first. Let's just say he's a slow learner but is passionate to finish his school and graduate and fulfill his dreams or her dream. Even though that student is not that good in academics, that kid is skilled and is willing to learn and enhance more. Now you see in the picture, same challenges, same goals. Now that boy is the slow learner student and the top student is the girl. Even though they don't have the same knowledge when it comes to academics, but they do have the same goals. It is to finish, to graduate, to fulfill their dreams and make their parents proud. Each student or child wants to make their parents proud, and you can't say that you're an independent student because everyone needs someone to shape them, because we believe in the saying, no man is an island. And now, why don't we say that certificates and abilities and skills are both important? Because with your knowledge and abilities to do things is that you get a job easily, and the employers will be happy to accept you as one of their employees. I hope you learned something about this topic, and I'll see you soon. Bye! Thank you.
So now let's move on. So for our topic right now is improving economy. So improving economy, individuals who have excellent educational and intellectual backgrounds usually find well-paying employment. Their future possibilities are better the more educated and professional they are. Individuals who experience hardship as children but pursued education are more likely to change their life circumstances and contribute to decreasing the percentage of poverty in society. Since education is about learning knowledge and being able to apply it wisely to our lives while also improving the lives of others, it helps countries survive economically. So next is bridging borders. Bridging borders digital learning has completely changed the way we communicate with people across the world. It reduces normal challenges to promote communication and cooperation beyond barriers of culture. Aside from enhancing our knowledge, connecting with people from different backgrounds also encourages respect and understanding other people. It's an effective tool for overcoming differences between countries.
Good morning everyone. So today I will be discussing about securing higher income and developing problem-solving skills. So let's start on securing higher income. So higher education and varied experience increase the likelihood of landing well-paying jobs. Dedicate yourself to learning and skill development to ensure a comfortable lifestyle. Your credentials are key to attracting employers seeking responsible, knowledgeable workers, allowing you to secure positions that offer both opportunities for growth and adequate compensation. So, the significance of education, experience, and continuous learning for attaining well paying jobs. It emphasizes that credentials, competence, and dedication are key factors employers seek, encouraging graduates to pursue roles where they can apply their knowledge and skills while earning adequate compensation. So that is the securing higher income. There are 10 ways to secure high income. First, invest in education and skills. Continuously upgrade your skills and knowledge to stay competitive in job market. Consider pursuing higher education, certification, or specialized training. Number 2, choose lucrative industries. Target industries with high earning potential such as technology, finance, healthcare, and consulting. Number 3, network. Build strong professional relationships and networks that can lead to lucrative job opportunities, promotions, or business partnerships. Number 4, negotiate salary. Don't shy away from negotiating your salary during job offers or performance reviews. Research market rates and highlight your value to justify higher compensation. Number 5, entrepreneurship. Consider starting your own business or freelancing in a high demand field where you can set your rates, potentially earn more than a traditional job. Number 6, invest wisely. Make smart investment decisions to grow your wealth over time. Explore options that like stocks, real estate, and retirement accounts. Number 7, side hustles. Supplement your income with the side gigs or part-time work in areas where you have expertise or passion. 8. Continuous improvement. Always strive for self-improvement and excellence in your field to stand out and command higher pay. Number 9. Geographic mobility. Be open to relocating to areas with better job prospects or higher salaries if it aligns with your career goals. And number 10. Work-life balance. While pursuing higher income, prioritize maintaining a healthy work-life balance to prevent burnout and sustain long-term success. Developing problem-solving skills. The educational system equips us with critical thinking, skills essential for independent decision making. As adults, we encounter a multitude of complex challenges, from managing finances to providing for our families. However, individuals who have invested in education are better prepared to navigate these hurdles and make sound choices. So the educational system aims to cultivate critical thinking skills to empower individuals to make independent decisions. It suggested that with a strong educational foundation, individuals should be better equipped to navigate various challenges they encounter as adults. So that is the developing problem solving skills. There are 10 ways to develop problem solving skills. Number 1, practice critical thinking. Analyze situations objectively, question assumptions, and consider multiple perspectives before drawing conclusions. Number 2, solve puzzle and brain teasers. Engage in activities like puzzles, riddles, or logic games to stimulate your mind and enhance problem solving abilities. Number 3, break down problems. Divide complex problems into smaller, manageable tasks to tackle them one step at a time. Number 4, seek feedback. Solicit feedback from peers, mentors, or experts to gain insights into alternative approaches and improve your problem-solving techniques. Number 5, learn from mistakes. Embrace failure as an opportunity for growth. Reflect on past mistakes, identify lessons learned, and apply them to future challenges. Number 6, Explore diverse solutions. Be open to exploring various solutions and alternative perspectives to find the most effective and innovative approaches. Number 7, develop decision making skills. Practice making decisions under pressure by weighing the pros and cons, different options, and considering potential consequences. 8. Utilize resources. Take advantage of available resources such as books, online courses, or workshops to learn problem-solving strategies and techniques. Number 9. Collaborate with others. Work on group projects or engage in team activities that require collective problem-solving to foster collaboration and creativity. And the last 10. Stay curious. Cultivate a curious mindset by asking questions, seeking new challenges, and continuously expanding your knowledge base. Consistent practice and a willingness to embrace challenges are the key to developing strong problem-solving skills.
Today, I am the reporter for today, the continuation of the list of the importance of education. So first we're going to tackle about the seventh part, which is the having prosperous life. In knowing prosperous life, it is all about the success of one's life. Financially, academically, family, life affairs, and don't get me wrong, the success of your mental health. Although, success doesn't mean you could always follow the trail of education, but it can also be the hardship, where Filipinos have already labeled it discarte, or in other words, the technique of life. But then again, their understanding of prosperous life is that even if you pursue education, wealth will simply join your life if your actions do so. Like simply putting efforts on your career, putting hard works, putting responsibilities, putting simply basic life skills such as money, budget planning, and many more. So next we're going to talk about giving back to the community, which is the 8th part of the list. So I want you to picture a newborn baby in which it was taken care of by its mother. All the love, all the food, all the sources it needs in order to grow healthy, it was from the community itself. So in order to give back to the communities that you needed education to guide you there. So you have to contribute something to the community in order for the next generation to live with food, love, and other resources for them to grow healthy.
Now let's continue the 10 reasons why education is important. Coming up at number 9, creating modern society. Education is of key essence for modern society. One needs to learn about culture, history, and other important aspects so that they would be able to contribute to modern society. Education molds people into leaders, not only with knowledge about college subject, but it is also shows them how to lead with emotion and true values. Educated people can easily differentiate between right and wrong. Thus, education helps reduce the crime rate. Bad events are happening around the world. Only competent leaders can help guide us down a good and right path. This explains why education is really important for modern society. It teaches us about many things like history and culture, but it is also teaches us how to be good leaders with kindness and strong values. When people are educated, they can tell the difference between right and wrong, which helps make society safer and happier. Good leaders who are educated can guide us through tough times and make sure we're heading in the right direction, thus creating a modern society. Example, imagine a country where education is accessible to all. People learn not only academics but also important life skills. Educated citizens became leaders who worked together to find solutions to problems like poverty or environmental issues. This creates a society where everyone contributes to making positive changes for a better future. Number 10. Introducing empowerment. Education is the key to turn a weakness into a strength. It offers different tools and ways to understand problems that lie ahead of us and help resolve them. More importantly, education provides us with considerable mental agility to make the right decisions and spring into action when needed. Many types of research shows that educated women can more easily stand up against gender bias and marital violence as they have improved their decision-making capabilities. Education is described as a powerful tool that can transform weakness into strength. By providing knowledge and skills, education equips individuals with ability to understand and address various problems they encountered. Additionally, education enhances mental agility, enabling people to make informed decisions and take action when necessary. The statement also emphasized the impact of education on gender equality, suggesting that educated women are better equipped to confront issues like gender bias and marital violence due to their improved decision-making capabilities. Example: imagine a community where education is made accessible to everyone, including women. In this community, girls are encouraged to pursue education and provide with equal opportunities to learn and grow. As a result, educated women in this community became more confident and empowered. When faced with situation of gender bias or marital violence, these women are better equipped to recognize their rights and make informed decisions about their lives. For instance, an educated woman may seek support from authorities, access resources for empowerment, or advocate for change within her community. This example illustrates how education can empower individuals, particularly women, to overcome challenges and assert their rights into society.
Good day, everyone. I am Ana Mar Jane S. Pipito.
I'm Charles Disante Gilansad.
And we are students from Don Sergio Osmeña Senior Memorial National High School. And today, we are going to summarize all the topics in Module 8, Quarter 4, entitled
Education, a Social Institution.
This is our objectives.
It is to identify the main point of the overall lessons of Module 8, Quarter 4, and obtain insights of the lessons.
So first, let's tackle about what is education. Education is a social institution through which a society's children are taught basic academic knowledge, learning skills, and cultural norms. In simple terms, education is about knowledge and skills to learn. And education in every nation in the world is equipped with some form of education systems that vary greatly. The major factors affecting education systems are the resources and money utilized to support those systems in different nations. That is why a country's wealth has much to do with the amount of money spent on education. And how is education a social institution? Education is a social institution because it is a structured system that plays a fundamental role in shaping individuals and societies. Education is a social institution because it shapes the role of individuals and societies, which brings social stability and order. Now, let's proceed to the K-12 program. The K-12 program refers to the 12 years of basic education, comprises of 6 years of elementary education, 4 years of junior high school, and 2 years of senior high school, in which K stands for kindergarten and 12 indicating the succeeding 12 years of basic education, which is why it is called K to 12. These programs offers a decongested 12-year program for the students, which aims to give sufficient time to master skills, acquire basic competencies, and will be equipped with skills required to be ready for employment, entrepreneurship, middle-level skills development, and higher education, even if they intend to do so after graduation. Now, let's move on to the senior high school tracks. This refers to the different specialized academic pathways that students in senior high school can choose based on their interest, skills, and profession that they will take in the future. So we have 4 tracks in senior high school. So first, let's tackle about the academic track. It is designed to help students prepare for the subject specialization of the college course that they will take in the future. So this track is for those students who are planning to pursue further education in college or university. Students in this track can choose from various strands such as science, technology, engineering, and mathematics or STEM, accountancy, business and management or ABM, humanities and social sciences or HUMS, general academic strand or GAS. That still depends on their interests and career goals. So we have here the 4 strands under the academic track, which is the accountancy, business and management or ABM, humanities and social sciences or HUMS, science, technology, engineering and mathematics or STEM, and lastly the general academic strand or GAS. So we have here the ABM strand, and this is for the students who wants to pursue careers in business, finance, entrepreneurship, economics, and other related fields. We have a few examples here, which is receptionist, business, and accountancy. Now we have here the STEM strand, and this is for the students who are interested in pursuing careers in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, like computer science, civil engineering, and mathematics. So next, we have here the HUM strand, and this is for students who are interested in studying human behavior, culture, society, and arts. And as you can see, we have provided a few examples, which is an anthropologist, a lawyer, and a psychologist. So lastly, we have here the general academic strand or GAS that is for students who prefer more flexible and generalized approach to their senior high school education. And we have provided here courses, a few examples of courses that they can take, such as teacher, lawyer, and doctor. Now that we're done discussing about academic track, let us proceed with the technical, vocational, livelihood, or TVL track. TVL track will equip students with job-ready skills in the future. This is designed for those students who are likely to acquire technical skills and abilities that are directly related to the workforce. Next, we have the sports track. It aims to give the students understanding of the fundamental principles and techniques related to sports, fitness, and recreation. This track is for those students who are interested in wanting to develop their skills in sports-related fields, and also those students who have passion for athletics. Lastly, we have here the arts and design track. This will prepare you as you wander around the design, performative, and creative industry. This is for students who have passion for creativity, performing arts, visual arts, and design. So next, homogenization and social sorting. Homogenization refers to the standardization of teaching methods which might unintentionally reproduce inequality by ignoring the range of student requirements. While on the other hand, social sorting is classifying and dividing children according to their abilities, race, or economic status, which contributes to inequalities in access to high-quality education. Homogenization through uniformity and standardization of procedures can strengthen social sorting mechanisms. Prioritizing uniformity and conformity in educational systems can unintentionally discourage students from marginalized or poor backgrounds who could not fit well into the standardized patterns. That is why social sorting can contribute to uniformity by maintaining gaps and restricting opportunities for particular students group. So let's move on to the types of education. So first, we have here formal education. Refers to the systematic and sequential acquiring of knowledge and skills, usually at a school, university, or college. This usually takes place in the premises of the school, where a person may learn basic academic or trade skills, like learning in a classroom, school, grading or certification, college, and university degrees. So we have provided here a few advantages and disadvantages of formal education. Its advantages are it leads to a formally recognized certificate, easy access to jobs, and organized model and up-to-date course contents. While its advantages are costly and rigid education, wastage of time as some lazy students may fail to learn properly, chance of bad habits adoption may be alarming due to the presence of both good and bad students in the classroom. The second one is the non-formal education. This includes adult basic education, adult literacy education, or school equivalency preparation. This refers to the opportunities that occur outside the traditional formal educational system, such as in schools or universities. This is often more flexible and designed to individuals' needs and interests. It can include community programs, workshops, online courses, and self-directed learning experiences. So just like the formal education, we also provided here advantages and disadvantages, but just few examples. So the non-formal education advantages are practices and vocational training, flexibility in age, curriculum and time, diploma, awards, and certificates are not essential to be awarded. And its disadvantages are attendance of participants is unsteady, no professional and trained teachers. Some institutes provide fake certification through online courses just for the sake of earning. Alright, so the last type of education is the informal education. It is a general term for education that can occur outside of a traditional lecture or school-based learning systems. It is a lifelong process of learning by which every person acquires and accumulates knowledge and skills from daily experiences at work, at home, and from life itself. So, just like the other two, we also provided here few examples of its disadvantages and advantages. So the informal education advantages are utilizes a variety of techniques, no specific time span, less costly and time efficient learning process. While its disadvantages are unpredictable results, which simply the wastage of time. Utilized technique may not be appropriate, absence of discipline, attitude, and good habits. Now that we are done with the types of education, let us now move forward to the 5 functions of formal education. The first function of formal education is socialization. It is a process of learning. Through this lifelong process, people learn how to become functioning members of society. Socialization is when we learn social norms, values, and cultures by interaction, communication, or socialization. The second function of formal education is social integration, a process where various groups are combined in order to make a unified society. It is when individuals are unified because of education, by teaching and learning the common values and social norms of society. The third function of formal education is the social placement. It helps to discover approved statuses and roles that will help the society's longevity and attempt to provide opportunities that provide a good fit for these talents and interests. Education provide available positions in society according on what is a good fit for them to sustain the durability of our society. So, the fourth function of formal education is the cultural innovation. Educational institutions stimulate intellectual inquiry, promote critical thinking, which enables new ideas to develop, as well as provide basis for new knowledge to become accepted in the mainstream. Education accumulates knowledge and develop our skills, which enables individuals to develop new ideas. So the last function of formal education is the latent functions of formal education. This refers to unintended or hidden benefits that individuals gain from the educational experience beyond the intended curriculum. For example, some families have both parents working at the same time. Schools tend to become an institution of childcare. As children have to be in school, parents can have time to perform economic duties without being burdened with child care duties.
So next, education as a human right. Many international conventions, such as International Covenant on Economic, Social and Cultural Rights, the Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women, and the Convention of Rights of Persons with Disability have reaffirmed and already defended this right. So, the first one, education enables individuals to exercise all their rights. Through basic education, people are able to know about their rights and are able to assert them, which is why education enables to exercise all the rights by providing knowledge. So, the second one is all children have a right to quality education. Children must be afforded with an education that meets their needs and prepare them for the future challenges in their adulthood. For their holistic development, empowerment, and future opportunities. So, the last one is all children must be given the same educational opportunities. Socioeconomic background, capacity, and location should not be a factor in a child's education, regardless of where that child is living. There should be schools that are able to provide him or her with an education that is a par with international standards. So let's move on to the core values that the Philippines education vision. That every citizen will be nurtured to this core value. Deep core values. Maka-Diyos expresses one's spiritual belief while respecting the spiritual belief of the others with indicator and manifestation and engage oneself of worthwhile spiritual activities, respect sacred place, respects religious belief of others, demonstrates curiosity and willingness to learn about other way to express spiritual life. Maka-Diyos, it is about strengthening spiritual growth that involves expressing belief while respecting the belief of others and engage in meaningful spiritual activities. So, makatao, It adheres the idea of valuing and respecting the inherent worth and right of every individuals, promoting empathy, compassion, and the acceptance of the shared humanity among people. So, makabansa is indicated and loyal to one's nation. These people actively contribute to the progress, welfare, and develop to the nation. Makakalikasan is indicate the engagement of protecting and preserving the environment and its natural resources, which promoting sustainability, biodiversity, conservation, and being careful and responsible human being of the earth ecosystem. Importance of education. Why is education is important? Education is an important role of every individual as a tool in helping her or him to achieve his or her goal in life. So, the first one is creating more employment opportunities. In seeking a job or employment, you have to complete with other applicant who wanted to employment just like you. And it is not easy to do, but through our educational attainment, with the right of application, it will increase your chances to be hired. This is why education create employment opportunities. So the second one is creating equal opportunity. Education provide individual with the knowledge and skills and opportunity they need to succeed without considering their backgrounds, which makes it equal opportunity for everyone. So the third one is improving economy. Education help countries grow economically since it is about getting knowledge and being able to apply it wisely to ourselves and at the same time improving other people's lives. So the fourth one is bridging borders. Collecting and collaborating with people from other countries, culture widen horizon and strengthen understanding, cooperation and communication across different nations that promotes mutual respect and unity. So, the fifth one is securing high income. High level of education, individuals tend to have access to better job opportunities with great earning over lifetime, which secures higher income. So, the sixth one is developing problem-solving skills. The educational system teaching individual how to obtain and develop critical and logical thinking skills to make it independent decision, which is to develop individual problem-solving skills. The seventh one is having prosperous and happy life. Education contribute to happiness and prosperity in a several way, like obtaining personal growth, improve health, empowerment, and enhance opportunity just by learning. So the eighth one is giving back to the community. Education equip individual with the knowledge, skills, and resources to make meaningful, contribute through volunteerism, philanthropy, activism, or being a mentor, which are the way of giving back to the community. So, the ninth one is creating modern society. Education provide knowledge and help develop skills together with technology and innovation. Modern society will form. So the last is introducing empowerment. Education introduces empowerment by providing individuals with the knowledge, skills, and resources they need to take control their lives, make informed decision, and pursue this goal.
That is all the topics of Module 8, Quarter 4. We hope that you understand our discussion and able to gain insights. That is all for today.
Thank you for your time
and enjoy the rest of your day. Adios.
Adios.